north. It's been changing direction quite a lot over the course of this weekend. 64% humidity this afternoon, so it's going to be very tough out there. 0% chance of rain, but that high humidity and strong winds from the north is definitely going to make things very tough and very challenging indeed for our competitors in the mix. We're definitely in for an exciting run. Vasilios Apostolidis and Max Walton, Marius Barryberg and Marcus Chilcunias, Hugo Marti and Rocco Coronel, Ryotaro Sakai and Santino Bonetta, Sebastian Garzon, alongside Lisa Biard, then Arthur Braun, Karol Stout, Clara Kowalczyk, Lorenzo Campos, Harpo Timonen, Victor Rad, Wojciech Woda and Jan-Philippe Krull.
Row number 10, Harry Battle and Simon Meyer from Romeo Act and Alexander Ansmin. Then we have Christian Tonalini and Roland Spread, followed by Benjamin Jalgmar, Luca Mura de Castro, Nitidio Mabunda, as well as Kritash Giraliupa, Bennett Gaspar, Marius Daniel Bonconseil, row number 16, Andre Aidekin, Kimi Pitiancia, Radek Favra, Zain Elmo Mossani, Alias Vidmar, and Shane Chandaria. The grid is complete and the drivers make their way onto the track now. As always, this will be rolling start, so not a standing one, of course. We're not in gearbox classes. After they have completed the 2 laps, the first one, but the tires in the right window are functioning, and then the grid in formation. This grid has to be, of course, in order to the liking of the race director. Once they get across the red line by the end of the track, everybody needs to stay together, and once they get across the yellow line in the middle of the grid, then it's lights out and overtaking allowed. But we've seen in the course of the weekend that sometimes this procedure is not quite easy to get right on the first attempt, so let's see if this will be good on the first try.
More than double the length of the qualifying heats. They were 10 laps in duration. Now we've got 26.1 kilometers of racing in front of us for our Academy Trophy youngsters. 21 laps of the course, and this is where things are going to get very tricky indeed. Vasi Apostolidis, pole position for him. Max Walton alongside the Australian. Then Barryberg, Chilcunias, Marti, Coronel, Sakai, Bonetta, Garzon and Biard, with Braun, Stout, Kowalczyk and Campos giving chase. This is going to be an electrifying start. Are we going away straight away? No, it's a false start this time. Oh,
it looks okay actually on the upper part of the track, but some of the drivers were late to join the grid at the back end, so that might be the reason why Pasquale Lupoli decided, no, not this time, let's go around one more time.
Yeah, it was a pretty tricky start. Trying to get 36 competitors all in together in one go. It's the biggest race we've had so far as well, not just in terms of the lap distance, but also in terms of the competitors on track. There's only ever been 22 competitors on track at any one time leading up to this race, and now we have 36 of the 44 contenders that started. So very tricky to see who is going to get the best of it. Based on what we've seen so far in the Academy Trophy, not just here or in Trnec, but also over the preceding years, it's always going to be a bit unpredictable to see how it's going to play out. There is Gonzalo Plata, who is the Deputy Academy Race Director. But what an interesting challenge. We've had all sorts of people tuning in from all around the world to watch this, and interestingly, one of the spectators coming into this weekend was the man who triumphed in this very competition 4 years ago at Genk on his home circuit. Kobe Powells has been tuning in and watching along. He knows how tough this is. So do all 36 of the drivers in front of us. Are we racing this time? No again. Another false start. The tension is just climbing and climbing here.
It's palpable in the air right now. Look at the number of people that we have surrounding the track as well. The grandstands and surroundings are full in rugby, and everybody is waiting for the Academy competitors to really go for it. 21 laps of waiting still. We will go for another try, and I don't think that there will be a herd, because after that, we've seen in the past the race director can actually come down onto the track, have a word with the pole sitter and the drivers, and remind them how things need to be done. All those proceedings have been taught, of course, meticulously during the briefing of the drivers coming to this event. But sometimes, between the theory and the practice, there's a bit of a frontier, there's a bit of a margin, and always easier said than done. And Gonzalo Planta seems to be losing his patience already.
Don't wind him up. Don't wind up Gonzalo Planta. He knows what he's doing, and these kids are obviously pushing him to his very limits at the moment. You've got to behave yourselves, boys and girls. They come out of the final turn now. Apostolidis and Walton on the front row. Barry Berg and Shilkunias, Marty and Coronel. Then Sakai and Panetta, Garzon, Biard, Braun, Stout, Kowalczyk, Campos. We're racing! Off we go to the first corner. A great start from Apostolidis. Into second place comes Marius Barryberg. No problem at all for the Norwegian as they make their way through. No problem at all. He's going to try and go for the lead. Barryberg up the inside of Apostolidis. The Greek held on to the position, and as they come through, there's a couple of carts jockeying the position in the back. One or two carts going airborne, but they are all facing the right direction. They somehow managed to nick their way through. Apostolidis under pressure again from Barryberg. Barryberg still hammering it home for the Greek driver in the lead of the race here, but up to third position, Max Walton is keeping a nice watching brief in front of the 5-1-6, I think that is, of Marcus Shilkunias. Is there going to be a change of lead? Not for the moment.
Yeah, we came close to a big pileup at the back end of the grid, but everything in order. Overall, into number 10, around the inside goes Barryberg, beautifully made by the 530, taking the lead at the end of the opening lap. That's what he needed to do, of course. And I do wonder what happened for the back, because we lost, or we still with us, of course, but up down in P3, Apostolidis trying to fight back against Max Walton. This is battle for P3, but he lost a big momentum, a lot of place, as he's about to lose another one around the inside. Watch out to avoid any contact. The door is open, and Rocco Coronel dives in.
Yeah, Coronel gets in a fourth position, and also it looks like Carlos Stout and Marcus Shilkunias are going to take on Vasilis Apostolidis. As he came into the penultimate turn, Apostolidis drifted onto the grass, and that's how he lost momentum in third position. He's going to lose out here to Shilkunias. Shilkunias will take the position. He makes it move. Now, fourth position is Rocco Coronel, behind Walton, who is behind Marty, who is going for the move on Barryberg. He takes the lead. Hugo Marty hits the front for the first time. And look, it's the same three that managed to get to the podium last time out in Tronech that are battling for the win again here. Here comes Coronel. He gets through on Walton. So Rocco Coronel now gets into third position. What a charge forward this is from the Dutchman. I'm sure that Tom Coronel at the Hungaroring is having kittens here, watching his boy go for it in third position, as now Hugo Marty leads Barryberg. But they're going to have to hold it together through the first sector once again. It's a long way still to go in this one. And Rocco Coronel and Max Walton still feel they can take on Marty and Barryberg up front.
It's great to see Rocco Coronel going for P2 on Barryberg. Watch out for the contact, and it's clean and neat. The door is open for Max Walton as well, the Australian. But he couldn't make it stick just right now. The door was shut by Barryberg, holding on to third place. That could go the way of Hugo Marty, the Spaniard. As we're going to see, oh, and there's a change, live feed, and Rocco Coronel takes the lead.
Rocco Coronel hits the front as we watch the replay of the race start, and there's been a problem at the back of the field as well. It's the 5:26, I do believe. That is Roland Spruder, the Latvian. So as you look back over the slight chaos at the start, we had a couple of drivers losing positions, quite a few dropping down the order, namely Alexander Usim, Romeo Haag, Benjamin Jamgaard and Kimi Fitriancia. We're going to have a change for second place as well here, as up into P2 comes the Australian Max Walton. He gets through. So it's going to be an interesting battle as they continue on. But as you can see, it's been a bit of a crazy first couple of laps. Walton getting his moves on, so too is Marius Barryberg. But Rocco Coronel from the Netherlands is now the race leader. Isn't it amazing? You wait years for the talented son of a Dutchman to work their way from karting into Formula One, and now it looks like there's a whole plethora of them. You've got Lammers in senior, and now you've got Coronel in the academy.
And when you think that Rocco Coronel actually went through some mechanical trouble in one of his qualifying heats, he couldn't complete them and went back to the pits after mechanical failure, and he was on pole position on Friday, but that certainly put a bit of a down period to his seeking of results. But in the end, he managed, and he climbed from further on the grid on the way to P1 as it is for now. But we're still very, very early into this final. Lap number 5 out of 21, the longest race so far this weekend. Max Walton in second place, putting on the fastest lap. Confirmation of the pace of the Australian driver, who's going to try to harass as much as possible Rocco Coronel with the highly recognizable livery on his crash helmet, representing the Netherlands with that beautiful orange color. Watch out, Max Walton around the inside of the banking to number 9. That's the corner we're talking about, highly bended like in Zandvoort. But it just went the way of Max Walton, your new leader in this final. Rocco Coronel staying glued to the driver in front because he has Barryberg just behind, trying as well to take advantage of that opportunity. But there's a couple of meters between the two drivers in the lead. Barryberg is trying to hold on to that third, but trying as well not to lose too much momentum. Sirkunas down in fourth. Then we have Marty, who lost as well a couple of positions for the past 2 laps. It's quite unfortunate for the Spaniard, but he has plenty of time to make up. Panetta in 6th. Apostolidis or pole sitter all the way down to P7 after what happened to him in the opening lap, going cross country just a little bit. So another driver who has a bit of time ahead of him to try to make up for the ground that he lost. Then we have Campos, Garzon and Lisa Pia running up the top 10 after 6 laps.
Oh, we've got contact further back. I think that was Klara Kowalczyk just tagging in with the 534 of Gritaš Djerijupa. So the two of them drifting wide. I think Kowalczyk got away with it with only a couple of places lost. But Gritaš Djerijupa losing considerably more than that. Very unfortunate indeed as the two cars just came into the same bit of racetrack together. And there is Klara Kowalczyk getting the warning flag for it. Very unfortunate as Lisa Biard, by the way, gets through on Sebastian Garzon to get up into 9th position. But Lisa Biard, who was in 4th position last time out in Flynech. Let's have a look at how Rocco Coronel fought his way back up from 4th position. He got his way through, first past Max Walton, then past Marius Barryberg. But it was the move on Hugo Marti. That's the one that took him into the lead of the race at the banking. Very appropriate considering how akin this circuit is to his national car racing circuit of Zandvoort. But Coronel really has been putting on some great scenes here. He now hangs in behind Max Walton. But there's still a long, long way to go. We are on the 7th lap out of 21. Just 1/3 distance in this race. Roland Spruder under investigation. Well, that is not going to do him any favours considering he's already out of the race. But it's going to be interesting between Coronel just hunting down Walton. Shilkunias is all over the back of Barryberg as well. And they are trying to close up on the leading duo once more. Here comes Shilkunias on the inside in a 3rd. And the Lithuanian is definitely following in the same career path as Kaios Xnelis, who came here several years ago. Won in the COVID year 2020 in the Academy Trophy. Now he is racing in the GT4 European Series. And I'm sure with interest he'll be watching his countryman Marcus Shilkunias battling away in the top 3.
Yeah, beautiful performance from the young Lithuanian.
Coronel's in the lead.
Oh, there you go, Coronel back in the lead. Indeed, well spotted there, Jake. Here we go. Coronel, Walton, the battle keeps on going right now. Sirkunas and Barryberg wants to join in for the party. As we have a warning flag from Leo Hagd down the way. Watch out in the last turn, the turn number 12. This is where you get your momentum going on the start-finish straight. Rocco Coronel, Max Walton, the all two drivers battling for the lead. Second wagon, Sirkunas and Barryberg. And we have Panetta, 1 second down. Marty Apostolidis, not so much of a change in the top 10 as for now. The drivers are just keeping the positions, trying to switch one another from time to time. And Whitey inside goes Sirkunas, beautifully made. Nothing to worry about, nothing to say for Sirkunas. Up into P2. Watch out for the switch back. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through this time. Oh! He's being pushed off, unfortunately for Max Walton. Disaster for the Australian. Battling for the podium and potentially the win. And now he's losing a pile of positions.
Yeah, he rejoins just in front of Lisa Biard, who's now going to make her own bid to get through past Walton. Walton tried to hold her off. No, you don't. Lisa Biard's got the move. But that's very unfortunate indeed for Max Walton. And now it's Shilkunias in 2nd, Barryberg in 3rd. That looked to me as though Barryberg was trying to get the switcheroo on Walton, and he just mistimed it. As a result, there was the slightest of rubs. Walton got unsettled, off onto the grass he went. Not intentional, but very easily done.
Yeah, we're going to need to watch that back maybe if we can, but as a process, he had a lot of grass and dust. Around the inside goes the Sirkunas for the lead. One new driver leading the final of the Academy Trophy in Denmark, and you can see that the Lithuanian driver is just gesticulating to Rocco Coronel. Stay with me, let's keep on going because we need to build that gap. Otherwise, halfway through this final, we will still be under threat coming to the later stages of this race.
But does Coronel go with him and trust him and think, okay, we'll just pull away the two of us? Or does he worry that maybe Shilkunias is going to go a little bit too quick for him and get away? He's got to be tactical here. But he also doesn't want to spend too long battling with Shilkunias because you've got Barryberg, Panetta, Apostolidis, Campos, Marti and Biard lining up behind them. So this is all going to be about how much pressure Rocco Coronel really wants to put on Marcus Shilkunias as we go into lap 11. 11 laps to go, 10 completed, and this race is going to be won and lost based on the tactics of Rocco Coronel.
Still a long way to go, but Coronel is holding on to that 2nd place. The fastest lap goes to Lisa Biard, who is just in front of Max Walton, who, as we said, had a lot of dust and sand to try to wash off from his tires. He couldn't resist from the charge of the French young driver. Has a couple of battles as well through the field. Watch out, Rocco Coronel is very fast and close on the entry to the banking corner, number 9, but couldn't make that stick. He's missing half a meter and is, by the look of it, pushing a little bit, or at least intensifying the pressure on the shoulders of the leader. And further back we have Panetta on Barry Berg. Look who's coming back, the Argentinian driver. We thought we had lost him for good, but now he's back in contention, upper place in P3, and there's another contender ready to give the chase.
In this morning's heat, Santino Panetta was pitched into a spin and was facing the wrong way on the first lap. He dropped to the back and somehow fought his way back into contention in the top 6. Now he is up to 3rd, and Vasilij Apostolidis, the man who started from pole, he's back in the 4th position ahead of Marius Barryberg. The Norwegian cannot afford to panic here. Marius Barryberg down to 5th position. Yes, he won last time out in Trinech, but there's still a long way to go in this race. Do not get disheartened. Do not throw in the towel. Do not get angry. Just keep banging in those laps. Keep looking after the tyres. There's still 10 laps of racing still to come in this one. You cannot afford to push it too hard too soon as we look at Max Walton's disappearance from the fray. Here he is, look, defending the inside line. And then Barryberg's trying to get the switcheroo, and look, he just mistimes it.
Yeah, slight touch on the rear bumper. Nothing too dramatic, but it was enough in the end to set him off. And dust and grass on the wheel, and there was nothing he could do against Lisa Bier, who still ahead for 6 tenths. Around the inside goes to 540. This is Apostolidis on Panetta. There's a change for the last podium with place available. And Apostolidis and Panetta know that they have to stop that fighting, because for now, Silknuras and Coronel, that's all they've been waiting for to really start building that gap. As Lisa Bier, another faster start for the Frenchman, doing wonders at the wheel of a machine. And we are here on the banking, on the inside of that famous corner. This is going to become a signature of the RODBY Karting ring. But at the moment, Silknuras and Coronel are split by nothing. But let's have a look at the gap between those two and the rest, because it was up to 900 of a second. Do we have a full second? Not so much. It's actually the other way around.
If it ends like this, we've got 3 completely different drivers on the podium compared to what we had last time round, as we watch Marcus Silknuras and how he has worked his way forward to the lead of this race, making that beautiful lunge on Rocco Coronel. Silknuras, Coronel and Apostolidis. If it ends like this, we've got 3 completely different drivers on the podium compared to what we saw in Trinech. So that definitely gives us a very competitive Academy Trophy heading to the season finale in Cremona. As still they battle on, but Rocco Coronel has got back up to Silknuras once again now. He let him get a little bit of a distance on him, but he has caught him back up very quickly. So there's still a long way to go in this final. Apostolidis in 3rd in front of Barryberg, then Panetta, then Lisa Biard. She has come up into the top 6 now, so really impressive work from them. Marius Barryberg, there you go, he's under investigation now for that little bit of a rub on Max Walton, and that is definitely going to come back to bite him if it goes against him. So he's got to just focus, forget about it, move on, try and get up to 3rd position again on Vasilij Apostolidis.
Lap number 15 out of 21, and still the pressure on the shoulders of the Lithuanian driver. Here's Lisa Bier. Let's watch back the move that she made on the 524. Beautifully made on Max Walton on the inside of the banking. That's pretty clean. That's what we like to see. Masterful drive from Lisa Bier, the new representative of the French FFSA Academy national team. She's competing on national soil in France as well, doing some great results at the wheel of OK Junior Machine, just like for this category. As we stay with the leaders, look at the pressure still. Rocco Coronel is faultless so far, but as so much so is Silknuras running inside. They're gonna go almost on the inside line of turn number 1. This would have been a tricky bet certainly from the Dutchman, because this is nowhere that you can pull that off quite easily. And look at that, as a result, he seemed to have lost maybe half of a meter as he was very close entering the first sector. We've seen moves in the turn number 1, but that can actually prove to be not paying off on the way to turn number 3. Better to wait, and fortune comes to those who can wait. And we run the inside, there he goes! Oh, contact! There's a slight contact, Rocco Coronel takes the lead!
Oh no! No! Silknuras locks wheels with Barryberg, and they both drift down the order. Oh, disastrous for Marcus Silknuras. Well, it was brave from Rocco Coronel, Whether or not they're going to investigate that or not, I'm not sure, but certainly it's definitely changed things dramatically. As up to the lead comes Coronel, up to second comes Apostolidis, and now in third is Lisa Biard. She has a chance here of a podium if she can hang on in front of Walter, Panetta and Campos.
And that would be certainly an historic moment for the French and the French driver herself, and having a lady driver on the podium of the Academy driver, on the Academy Trophy, sorry. This has been quite a while.
I'm fairly sure she would be the first lady in the Academy Trophy to be on the podium since Marta Garcia, who won the title back in 2016. So that would be a very historic return to the podium for the female motorsport contingent in the Academy Trophy, and very deservedly so, with Lisa Biard rolling her sleeves up and picking her moments wisely. Here's Marcus Chilcunias, and this is how it all went wrong. Here's Rocco Coronel diving to the inside. See, both drivers have a claim to that corner there. Rocco making a big dive, but there's the lock. You see, they just tangle Marius Barryberg and Marcus Chilcunias. Now, that was not intentional from Barryberg to shove Chilcunias off the circuit. That's the decisive moment from Coronel. And look, there's how they lock. They lock in position, so Barryberg is trying to wrestle his kart off of Chilcunias'. He didn't push him off the road. He just got dragged off the road with him.
Chilcunias was just trying to get back onto the racing line.
Apostolidis is leading.
Yes,
he's got past Coronel. So the Greek has got through into the lead. So the man who started from pole position originally is now back in the lead again, and we have only got 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Rocco Coronel trying to fight his way back into contention into the banking. He dives in again on Apostolidis. That's his favourite move. And Biard round the outside. Biard gets in a second position. Lisa Biard now has a great chance. Coronel back on the inside gets second. Up to third comes Max Walton alongside Rocco Coronel. Biard picking her moment again. Don't push me around. I'm here to win just as much as you boys are.
Yeah, she was trying to cross the line. Didn't make that stick. Just right now, change for the third, as on the inside goes Max Walton. Oh, Coronel and for the back.
Biard has dropped positions as well. Coronel diving back on the inside of Walton. They're almost locking wheels with Lorenzo Campos. But Coronel's in a second. Apostolidis is being given a run for the victory as Coronel now goes wide. Loses ground to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As Walton, Campos, Panetta, Voda and Biard all managed to get past him. Very disappointing. And now Ryotaro Sakai of Japan, he's on the scene as well. Coronel is doing everything he can to get back into this, but he's lost a lot of ground. Down to 7th position goes the Dutchman. It's so easily lost and won here. But now the battle for 3rd position is coming on. 2 cars come together there. That is the 539 off the road. That is Marius Bunkertsay. And it looks as though Romeo Haag, the Danish driver, has gone off with him. So very unfortunate as we come to the closing stages of this race. Here comes the move from Santino Bonetta. He dives in on Campos for 3rd, and going with him comes the Polish driver Wojciech Woda. So Woda is now through into 4th place.
Incredible final of this Academy Trophy race. Let's watch that back, and the move on the inside of Rocco Coronel. That's where it actually all went wrong for the Dutchman after that. The 540 who made his way past it. Vasileios Apostolidis, beautifully made, and the Greek driver is now your leader. 7/10 of a second from Max Walton.
Voda's into 3rd now. He's got past Panetta. Lisa Biard is back into 5th position as well. She does not appreciate being shoved around. Panetta gets back into 3rd place on Voda. Biard has just got to be patient here as the leaders come onto the home straight to start the final lap. Vasi Apostolidis in front of Max Walton. Can the Australian catch the Greek before the end as Panetta, Voda and Biard duel away for 3rd position in front of Campos and Coronel. Here comes the move from Biard. She gets through on Voda. Coronel gets alongside Campos and gets through. Dueling wheel to wheel here with Voda. There's not a lot to choose between them. Coronel is going to get squeezed down the order. Biard is trying again here on Panetta. Watch for Voda, watch for Campos. Campos and Voda go off the road, and so 2 to 2 more. Barryberg is one of them. Bartle, I think, got caught up in that as well. Oh my goodness, what a squabble this is turning into on the final lap. It's every driver for themselves, but Vasi Apostolidis is going to hang on here. Max Walton is going to come through to take the lead of the championship, but Vasi Apostolidis wins for Greece here in Denmark. Oh my goodness, Vasilios Apostolidis wins in fantastic style. He led initially, he dropped back, he fought back, and what a brilliant victory for the young Greek. Excellent work from Vasi Apostolidis. Max Walton in 2nd place. The 2 men that originally started on the front row They give each other the thumbs up. And how about that? A sporting gesture from the two drivers. Santino Panetta comes through for third position. Ryotaro Sakai of Japan comes through for fourth. Sebastian Garzon is fifth in front of Lisa Biard, Rocco Coronel and Karel Stout from Hugo Marti and Marius Barryberg. What an incredible Academy Trophy final. Some of the most astonishing wheel-to-wheel battles we've seen all season in the final. But Vasilios Apostolidis, I'm trying to think back to the last time a racing driver from Greece was on the top spot in an FIA karting weekend.